Hello and welcome to the first episode of the Warpbound podcast. I'm your host, Brody, and today with me is my beautiful co-host,
Leo.
Yay! That's the first intro, honey. So in today's episode, we're talking about how we live, love, and Warhammer. Today's episode is just a primer. We want people to get to know us. Let them know what the podcast is going to be about, why they should be excited, why they should be following, and why they should be some of the first to join this new community that's going to be growing. So, I guess, are you excited about the podcast? Because I'm really excited about the podcast.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah?
I'm excited to start doing this.
So, would you like me to start introducing myself? Or do you want to go?
You can go first.
Okay. Well, my name's Brody. I have been in the Warhammer content space for a tiny bit now. I've been making videos on YouTube for a little while, and I have a massive YouTube channel with like 48 followers or 50 followers or something like that. But it's been really fun. I love Warhammer, and although life keeps getting in my way and trying to stop me making videos, I still am really, really, really intent on continuing to make them. I've been a Warhammer fan for probably, would you say, 3 years now?
I think almost 3.
Almost 3 years, because I got into Warhammer really close to when I started dating you.
Yeah.
Like probably a couple months into our relationship, and we're about to hit 4 years now. So, my two greatest loves in life, you and Warhammer, have been in my life at this basically the same amount of time. But yeah, no, a couple years ago, I was on the couch with you, I think, scrolling through YouTube, and I saw this thumbnail with what I think was a Space Marine. I believe it was a Space Marine.
I remember you showed it to me, and I was like, what's that?
Yeah, I clicked the video, and I was like, this looks really cool. This looks like my kind of thing. Something about, I think it was a Space Marine fighting an orc or something, and I was like, that's a weird looking orc, you know? I feel like I might have seen a Space Marine before that, but I didn't know, right? Clicked on the video, and one lore video led to hundreds, thousands of hours of just listening to lore and synopses of books, and oh my god, it was over. It was over the second I clicked that video. It was over. Now I'm like 5 armies deep, you know, including your armies, which I bought for you and me, if we're being honest. But what about you? That's enough about me in relation to Warhammer. What about you? Who are you? What's your interest in Warhammer, you know?
I think my relationship with Warhammer is building them.
Yeah.
I think games, I struggle with that at the beginning. Because when you and I were playing, I would just get ones. I would keep rolling ones.
Yeah.
For some reason, I'd keep rolling ones. And you know, rolls are not really that great.
Yeah.
When trying to get points or trying to kill them. And so I got upset about it multiple times. So I was just like, you know what? Maybe playing the game is not for me. Right. I do want to give another shot, but I just been building them. But I like seeing the final result.
What do you do outside of Warhammer? What's your other hobby interests? You know, just so people gauge where you are, like how much of a not Warhammer nerd you are. You know what I mean? Like what do you actually do with your spare time?
I read. I'm trying to get back to reading. I was into I think I with the read sloop, whatever. I don't know. I don't know what they called it when you just stop reading because of something. So I want to get back to reading at least 1 hour a day, right? Okay. Besides that, bake. I bake.
And the other thing?
Oh yeah, crochet.
Honey, you're supposed to be describing yourself right now.
Because
you're getting nervous.
Yeah, I'm getting nervous.
Don't be nervous. So you read, you bake, you crochet. You're really good with plants. You've trained to groom dogs. You've apprenticed.
Yes.
You know, with grooming, stuff like that. So you're a person with a lot of hobbies, a lot of things to do. You know, even in your spare time, when you say that you're doing nothing, you're like reading comics and stuff. You know, so
yeah,
you're very much a reader, in my opinion, but not a reader of Warhammer or anything like that. Hopefully, editing, you know, strings together all those thoughts a little bit better in post. But what I'm trying to get at is that I am a Warhammer knower. I'm a professional know life. I know more about Warhammer history than I do many other cultures' histories in the real world. You know, I know way too much about Warhammer. But you don't.
I just built.
You just build. But you are Warhammer curious, let's say. You want to get to know a little bit more about Warhammer. And you're building like a Lord of Skulls right now, right? Which that's like one of the coolest looking models on the planet, you know? And you have been asking me little questions here and there about what's going on, who am I building, what do they do, that kind of stuff. So the whole point of this podcast is that I will be guiding my girlfriend and you, the listeners, through the lore of the grim darkness of the far-flung future in Warhammer 40k. I'm really excited to do so. I love chatting Warhammer, and I'll be able to have a conversation with my favorite person ever about Warhammer for hours. And if there's even a little bit of success, like 10 of you weirdos want to sit down and listen to us for an hour talk about Warhammer, then I would be delighted. I think that'd be amazing. And anything more than that would just blow my mind, you know? But I'm really excited. Are you excited?
Yes, I'm excited.
Out of everything you've seen, who do you think looks the coolest? What army have you seen like in a box or have you built that you're like, this is cool, this is the coolest, this is my vibe?
I think it would be Necrons.
The Necrons? Yeah. Do you like any particular part of the Necrons? Do you like the normal like skeleton soldiers, or do you like a big monster? Or
I like their big a pyramid machine.
Oh, the obelisk, I think it's called, or something like that. The massive pyramid that floats. Yeah,
I like that one. Also, the big dude that's like electrocuting.
the Catan shard of the Void Dragon, I think. Yeah, the Void Dragon's Catan shard or whatever. Yeah, that it looks so good. It looks. What about the Silent King's throne? Remember with the Necron sitting on the throne and it's like floating and it has like things around it.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Necrons they know how to show off. You know what I mean? Like to look big and grand and ancient.
Even though they're little.
Yeah, I mean the models, they're skinny. They're like skeletal. Don't get me wrong, but they're scary as shit in lore. Like super super scary, and they're not short. They're very tall, lanky.
There was memes going on TikTok that they were starting to wake up or something.
Oh, you saw a Necron meme? Yeah. Just wait. Once you start knowing about Warhammer lore, it's like James Workshop just like siphons it through the warp, and you'll start getting memes and lore dumps on TikTok and every social media. You know, I clicked on one YouTube video, and then the almighty algorithm was just like, oh, and it's never changed since. It's just all been in Warhammer. Exactly. Okay, so Necrons are your vibe. Do you have a second, third favorite, like right off the bat?
Well, obviously Sisters of Battle, because that's what I'm doing.
True. You did start with Sisters of Battle. I think that's kind of important for people to know. You started with the Sisters of Battle army. That's what you chose when I asked you if you wanted one. And you said yes, so I bought you Sisters of Battle, right?
The first thing that I built was that little demon over there.
True. Your first build ever was Kairos Fate Weaver, which you also thought was really cool. You have a very eclectic flavor. You like Tzeentchian demons, Sisters of Battle, Necrons, you know, that's my kind of girl. I have a very eclectic flavor too.
And also the one I'm building you.
Oh, Lord of Skulls. Are you a World Eaters fan now? Yeah?
I'm not playing. Maybe that one is. Maybe that one.
Yeah, you're a Lord of Skulls fan specifically.
What can I say?
Fair enough. I mean, who isn't? Like, how could you not look at them all?
That
think
big
that's like
chunk
the coolest
he has.
thing. Like, it's just so cool. But okay. So you like Necrons, you like Sisters of Battle, and Tzeentch demons, I guess, and Lord of Skulls would be your third favorite. You don't know many more armies other than that. You like Skaven.
Who's Skaven?
Age of Sigmar, the rats.
Oh, yeah!
Yeah. You see, she doesn't know the names or anything. She just remembers the looks of the models, because that's the only thing she ever touches. But,
The little rats.
The little rats. But, yeah, okay. I mean, should I answer the question, too?
Yeah.
Okay, my favorite Warhammer army. But on the tabletop, right now, I'd have to say that World Eaters are my favorite. And then... I don't know. So it's like a toss-up between like Space Marines and Grey Knights, which they're basically the same thing. Grey Knights are just special Space Marines. But like I want to say Grey Knights. My heart wants to say Grey Knights because I love the aesthetic that they have. And then I look at the actual models and I'm like, damn, you're old. Like the Grey Knight models are so old. They're so if they were updated, they would probably be the army that I'm building right now. Like not even world eaters, which I know sounds a little crazy. Well, that's a little far because world eaters fit my play style,
Mhm.
and my aesthetic likes. While Grey Knights, I like their aesthetic, but their play style, I love it. It's really cool and unique, but I'm not good at it, and it's not what I naturally lean to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In terms of what I like out of my gameplay mechanics. So World Eaters still probably would be my choice, but Grey Knights, they have such a cool concept, but their models are like 30, 40 years old at this point. 30 years old.
What would it be if you never found this hobby?
What would I be up to besides Warhammer? Wallowing in sadness and despair in the corner.
Doom
Nah.
scrolling.
If Warhammer has actually really affected my life, like big time. Like I've gone into Warhammer so much that like even though I'm working on other things, I really would love for my income, or at least a portion of my income, to be based off of something to do with Warhammer. Because I love Warhammer. Like I'm so passionate about Warhammer. I don't want to make it sound like I'm just looking out for money or anything. That's not what I'm trying to say. But if my work could revolve around my passion for Warhammer, I'd be the happiest man on earth. That's what I'm trying to say.
Everybody wants something.
Yeah, and it's so cool. Like it's so cool. I've even considered like applying to like work at a Warhammer store. You know what I mean? Like even if
The
that's
local ones.
yeah, like a local game store. But like that's not just Warhammer. I'd have to like figure out other stuff. Like I
Yeah.
just want to be in a Warhammer shop, and talk Warhammer, or in a Warhammer lore channel like I have on YouTube. Which, if you're interested in badass videos talking about fun Warhammer lore that I'm getting better and better at making, then you should go check out Shaker 40K. By the way, if I wasn't doing Warhammer, I'd probably what was I doing before I had like what was my big hobby before Warhammer?
Gaming.
Gaming. I'd probably do more gaming than I already do, which is already a disgusting amount of gaming. A disgusting amount of gaming. But I also take care of animals, but it's not like I've stopped doing any of that. Animal husbandry, gaming,
What?
animal husbandry,
Oh.
the taking care of animals, the raising of animals, and learning how to raise them. Outdoorsmanship, you know, hiking, walk. But I don't not do those things, you know what I mean? So I'd probably just be doing more of those same things instead of Warhammer. But my life would definitely have a little less spice in it because Warhammer's fun. It's different, It's different from any of my other hobbies, but it's so nerdy. It's so nerdy, and it's perfect for me. And it just like it keeps my mind and my money in what I would consider healthier things than alternatives. You know what I mean? Because
True.
I'm buying Warhammer armies. I'm too broke to spend on alcohol or anything like that. You know what I mean? Which I'm not interested in. But you get what I'm saying, right? Like
Yeah.
it takes up enough of that extra income and enough of that extra time where it keeps you doing something healthy and with the family, rather than trying to find it out elsewhere.
I mean, the family has mentioned to do it together.
Yeah. I became such a Warhammer nerd that I made my cousin a Warhammer nerd. I made my best friends a Warhammer nerd. My girlfriend builds my armies for me. Or not, she doesn't build my armies for me, but she helps build the biggest monsters in
No,
my
I'm a
armies.
slave. I'm a slave.
Oh, okay, sure. This is gonna get cut out, by the way. No one will ever know the truth, Leo. My sister is starting a Thousand Sons army. You know what I mean? My dad wants to start the Golden Warriors in Age of Sigmar. I can't remember their name right now. That's so embarrassing. Yeah, whatever they are. He wants to start those Golden Boys. My mom wants to get into Eldari. You know what I mean? Like, I just got my uncle into it the other day, and he's reading books. He just texted me the other day about like, "Hey, I finished this book. I get it. What's the next book? Like, I want to read
Which
more."
one?
Yeah, Uncle Steve.
Oh, he did. He was reading it.
No, he finished the Hell's Reach book, and he was like, "Okay, I get why Warhammer's so cool now. What's the next book? Like, what else do you recommend?"
That's so cool.
And so, like, I'm such a Warhammer nerd that, like, people can't exist around me without getting, like, some Warhammer-ism, like, forced on them. Which I think just kind of shows that, like, I really am genuinely passionate about this. And I want some portion of my work life and my career, so to say. Even if it's more in a hobby capacity, like, I would be fine if this never made me $1. I would be really fine if it only made me a minimal amount of money, but it still made me a little bit. Just because it's nice. It's a little less stressful when you're spending so much time on something that actually does have a little bit of return. That's kind of what it is, really. But oh my God, the dream is to have my career be based in Warhammer content and Warhammer lore and just talking about how much I love Warhammer. That's the dream. That's the dream. It really is. So that's why we're doing this. Because I want to, even if I never, or even if we never make an income off of this, there's still so much passion here that I need to get out somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what this podcast is for. That's what my channel is for, you know.
We've been talking about it.
Yes, we have. And then we're finally just pulling the trigger. So, do you have any last minute questions? Anything else that you think what do you think people should know about us and about our podcast to get excited for listening to the next episode?
That he knows a lot. I think it's just having someone to talk about Warhammer, or listening to someone that is just gonna talk about it. I don't know what else to say. Because I'm a great listener, so but it's just we're goofy, we're funny.
Yeah.
I'll
chill vibes. You think that's the biggest thing for people to know? Chill vibes. Yeah, I would agree. I think really chill vibes. I'm gonna do my best to make it not feel necessarily like a classroom, but more like you're chatting with friends and listening to a really nice conversation. I think the biggest thing that I'm excited for this podcast, and hopefully people will be excited for about this podcast, is that I know way too much and you know nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this is going to have a really fun vibe of someone who doesn't get it, but will eventually get it, right? So new viewers, people who are intimidated by Warhammer, they have somebody. You know, they have you to relate to. Because it's like, oh, she's asking questions that I would think to ask, you know? Or she's asking them in a way that I would say it because I don't know all the Warhammer terms. Or she's asking him to dumb it down, you know what I mean? And say it in normal English, you know? Rather than Warhammericus, you know, Latinicus language, you know? Which that is how they talk, you know? That's how they name things. But then Warhammer knowers and Warhammer veterans will have me, you know? Because then I can go on a spiel. Or I can go, oh, maybe you won't get this, but you will eventually. Or, you know, boom, boom, boom. And I can say things confidently. And I can talk about things in a certain depth that will be good for people, you know, ranging from beginner to all the way to die-hard veteran. And you will really attest to that beginner noob stage for Warhammer, which I say lovingly, you know, because everybody's got to start somewhere. So I think we cover both bases of the possible audience is what I'm saying. No. Nothing else in mind. The main podcast structure will be you and me discussing a topic. I'll introduce something, and I'll be what we're learning about today, or what I'm going to want to talk to you about today is X. It can be a faction. It can be a specific story. It can be a specific thing in the faction, whatever. But lore. For the most part, it's going to be lore. And, of course, we'll talk about hobby and model and all that stuff, you know.
New releases?
Yeah, new releases, stuff like that. We're going to be covering all aspects of the hobby, gaming, everything. We'll cover everything. It's just that every episode will usually be the kind of me helping you learn something, you know. Again, I said that I don't want it to seem like a classroom, so I don't want to use the word teacher and student, you know. But I'll be teaching you or showing you something, and you'll be learning and asking questions. And every now and then we might have special guests, family members, friends. Maybe in the future, if we get huge, you know, authors and content creators, that'd be really cool.
That'd be really cool.
I don't wanna like get too big for my britches or anything, you know, and get ahead of myself. But it's fun to dream, you know. Imagine having a big Warhammer content creator or some of the podcasts I listen to. Imagine getting in contact with Isander and Coda. Oh!
Stop.
Dude, peak content, by the way. If Isander, Coda, you know, the Poor Hammer podcast, these guys are absolute masters of what they do. They inspired me to do this and really take the initiative in this project. So thank you to those guys for being such awesome Warhammer content creators. But I think that's it. I think that's our primer. If you like our vibe, if you're interested in seeing where this goes, if you want to become part of a new, you know, Warhammer community on the street, then make sure to follow. If you're on YouTube, like and subscribe, comment, you know, all the pleasantries, you know, reviews, everything on all the platforms. I would really, really, really appreciate it, especially if you do it only after listening to the primer, because that's really early support. But if you like our vibe and you're interested to see what we do with this, then make sure to do all that. Any closing words, honey?
I love you.
Oh, I love you too, sweetie. If you want more of this kind of content, then you can find me at Shaker40K on YouTube. And yeah, but all right. Thanks, guys. I think that's it for us.
Bye-bye.
See you next time.